Hey YouTube, this is Dan, and I thought I'd just do a little video out here. I had a lot of people asking me the differences between a couple of guns here, and I thought I'd display them right now. And these are two outstanding selections if you have a conceal and carry permit and looking for something that is small, lightweight, and comfortable to have on your persons as you're concealing and carrying. What we have is good old faithful, the Glock 26. And this is a Gen 4, so this is a little different. This is a little newer model. Has a couple of features that the previous generations of Glocks do not have. And then we have another weapon that I carry quite frequently is our Ruger Sr9c. Now, if anybody's seen any of my videos, you know that I am a huge fan of this gun. I love it, and I typically carry this more than any other gun for conceal and carry, but I just want to give a fair and unbiased opinion on both of these guns, which, like I said, both of these make a phenomenal choice if you're in the conceal and carry market. And let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, let me first make a little disclaimer here. Now, if you're a friend of mine and know somebody that knows me, you know that I'm not a huge fan of Glock. Now, let me first say that Glocks are phenomenally built. They are just very rugged, robust, well-built weapons. You really can't knock them. The engineering behind the design, the thoughtfulness, every little detail was very well thought and very well managed. But there's just a lot of other guns that I shoot better than the Glock. So that's why I do not like the Glock as much as a lot of other people, but it's still a very good, very solid gun. Now, for conceal and carry purposes, the size is one of the most important factors when you're looking for a gun. You want something that's lightweight, you want something that's not bulky, that doesn't have a lot of external controls, so you have less to get snagged upon and less to worry about when you're drawing that weapon in a critical situation. Both of these do a pretty good job of that. Glock is definitely the winner. Very minimal controls. You have your your magazine release, slide lock, takedown levers, and that's pretty much it. You have a nice, very effective, sleek, clean frame. So not a lot to worry about getting caught up on when you're trying to draw. Now the Ruger, also very well made, very nicely contoured. Really the same amount of external surfaces here. You have your magazine release, which happens to be ambidextrous. The major difference is you have an external safety on this, which is ambidextrous as well. But very low profile, very sleek, and you shouldn't have any problem with this snagging on your clothing or your holster or anything. Now, another consideration with these two guys when it comes to size is the grip. Now, personally, the real reason that I like the Sr9c over the Glock 26 is because you get a little, about a eighth of an inch, maybe really just like an eighth of an inch extra added space on the grip in the magazine. So if you have medium size to large size hands like I have, you're just going to get a much fuller grip on the Ruger Sr9c versus the Glock 26. Now, that may not be a deal breaker for a lot of people because there are extension grips that you get with each of these guys, and I'm actually going to show that in a second. But that's something to think about. The baby Glock, as they like to call it, is a very, very small pistol. I mean, there's not a whole lot of real estate here when it comes to gripping on it, and for most people, most adult males, you're only going to get two full fingers, and your pinky finger is really going to be hanging on the bottom here. Now I'm going to actually, let me go ahead and safety check these guys. These guys are totally empty, nothing in the chamber, magazine is dropped. Likewise with my Sr9c. Everything is good here. Now let's get back to these grip extensions. Now you can buy the Ruger Sr9c magazines with, oops, sorry, it went out of focus there. There we go. With this little grip extension here, giving you much more of a controlled grip on the weapon here. So it adds, man, almost a full inch to the grip in a very sleek manner. Does not protrude out when you're carrying it concealed. Does not break up your silhouette or anything. It is a very good design, very well designed here. And then we have an accessory. This particular grip is a Pearce Grip, and I really like this for the Glock 26 because it looks like it's pretty much made for the Glock. It looks like an integral part of the magazine and the Glock frame itself. And if you're anybody with large hands, I definitely recommend getting this grip here. So it's just going to give you much more real estate, much more of a surface to control the weapon, and just have a good time shooting with it. So another thing that I want to talk about is, you know, shooting a smaller framed gun, you think you're going to have a lot more recoil because you're losing a lot of heft, you're losing a lot of barrel length. But these guys actually do a phenomenal job of handling recoil. Very accurate, both of these guns. You could easily engage up to 20 yards and really not have to think about it. We know that most people aren't going to engage in a conceal and carry situation that far, but you know, you do have that ability with both of these guns. Now, one thing that I do like is the sights on the Glock. Now, for combat style sights, I think the Glock sights are superior. With the little U here on the back sight and the dot on the front. The reason I like these sights is because with this particular sighting alignment, it allows you to rapidly engage targets with both eyes open. With just a little bit of practice, you can get an accurate sight picture of your back sight, your front sight, and the target without that little blurriness that traditionally happens with 3-dot sights. So, you know, I really encourage anybody that is a fan of the Glock and have this style of sights on your Glock to practice shooting like that, because you will have a great deal of success shooting with with both eyes open if you haven't had much success before. And like I said, I have a great deal of success using that method myself with the Glock sights, and a lot of people that I've taught how to shoot have had a lot of success with that. So I would highly recommend that. And just give you a comparison of the Ruger sights versus the Glock sights. Both of these guys have great sights. I mean, the 3-dot sights on the Ruger Sr9c, outstanding. Windage and elevation adjustable. It's just a good solid pair of sights, so that's not a problem here. Other features, both of these guns have dual recoil springs, so that's another thing that helps suck up a lot of recoil. Very, very good recoil management on both of these guns. Maintenance, that's another thing. These guys are very easy to maintain. You are going to have an outstanding service life out of both of these pistols. Well, you know, with the Glock, you're going to get tens of thousands of rounds through this without any major malfunctions happening. And this Ruger Sr9c, I've personally put about 8,000 rounds through this Ruger Sr9c, and I have not had a single malfunction. I am, as much of a conceal and carry gun as this is also a ridiculously fun range gun. So I really like that. You also have the ability with both of these guns to get extended magazines. I don't have any magazines readily available right now, but you know, the Sr9c actually comes with a 17 round magazine, which fits on the regular Sr9. And with your Glock, you know, there are just dozens of different type of extended magazines that go from, you know, your regular 10 round magazines all the way up to the 33 rounds. And some websites even offer a drum style magazine for your Glocks, which you're not going to use that concealed, but it's just a hell of a lot of fun to shoot on the range. So, you know, you have a lot of options there. Another thing to consider is options in general. The Glock is basically the Barbie doll of pistols. You know, this is the AR-15 of pistols. You have a ton of accessories that you can get with this. Ruger Sr9c, not so much. Price point, these guys are relatively equal. The Sr9c, well, honestly, the Sr9c is probably going to come out about $100 less expensive than the Glock, but you know, it's really a fair fight there. You're not sacrificing any quality for the difference in price tag, but it's just a good overall pick, both of these guys. And that's pretty much it. I just want to make this short, sweet, and just throw out a couple of talking points about these two guns. If you're in the market for a conceal and carry pistol, you can't go wrong with either one. Like I said, I go with the Sr9c just because of the fact that I like the grip, I shoot it very well, but you cannot go wrong with this Glock 16 here. Gen 4, replaceable exchangeable back straps, just a, a ton of features, a wealth of stability, performance, reliability. Hey, if you're in the market, why not grab both of them, and just have a good time at the range. So I'm going to cut this short. This is Dan. You guys take it easy.